So this is a 1972 L5S. When I bought it, it was definitely out of my price range as far as a guitar like this. This is the nicest example as far as the woods are concerned of an L5 that I don't know if I would say it's player's grade, but certainly it's not a 10 collector's grade by any means. There's a lot of things that work against it and for it. But one, someone put a toggle switch that does nothing in it, so that's not nice. Somebody also clearly fucked up the input on it because there's a different input, and it had a tailpiece that went down here that was custom for only this guitar. This is not the original piece as well. So there are some things about this guitar that suck, but here's what it has going for it. So first off, Gibson's L5S. This was Gibson's Cadillac of guitars. This was the most expensive electric guitar they were making at the time. Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones was playing it. There's a bunch of people kind of playing it for a little period of time. And what it was supposed to be was the electric guitar version of their L5. And some things that are really characteristic of it is it first off has an ebony fretboard, the J200 style end of the fretboard that's really pretty, as well as, look at this binding. I mean, this binding is just gorgeous. This was supposed to be the premier guitar that they made. There's binding all around the body, as you can see. And then on the back, this is something you see all over the 70s. All over the 70s. It's not 2 pieces of wood, it's 3 pieces of wood. You have the wings. And this is a pretty flamey piece of back, and this is something that PRS does all the time, but like really wasn't happening on a lot of guitars, is a piece of wood as the cavity plate. As well as, look at this 3-piece neck. It is just absolutely gorgeous flame, 3-piece, these beautiful, almost imperial style tuners on it. This was the premier Gibson guitar. And it didn't catch on because it's not a Les Paul. It also has Abalone inlays, these big block inlays. I personally think Abalone is gorgeous. I think it's just such a beautiful thing. And then like the L5, they've done a few guitars since then. Look at all this dust from sitting on my wall. You have the flowerpot inlay. And you don't see it on a lot of guitars. This was the only electric guitar other than the L5 at that time that I'm aware of that had the L5 logo on it. And then lastly, the 3-piece. Now, although this may not be a 10 top according to PRS, if you look at a lot of these guitars, most of them don't even come close to this level of flame. Not to say that this is the flamiest piece of maple ever, but this is from the Norlin-era of Gibson, when a lot of quality standards were not adhered to. And in my opinion, this is a really, really good example. So this is a very, very, very cool guitar. It's not as valuable as some Les Pauls, but it's a really interesting guitar in the fact that it has the ebony fretboard with almost the custom inlays, but they're abalone and the flower pot, and then just the nice top and the back. It's really, really, really light comparatively to a Les Paul. Just a really cool piece of Gibson history, and because this one's a little bit of a beat down vintage piece with all of these slight changes, I was able to afford it for less than a house. I'm happy to play it because it sounds great. PAFs are always great.
Why don't you fucking smash that subscribe button already?